Alright, so in lesson 9.1, we're going to be looking at functions. So the definition of a function is a relation where every input or x value, which is our domain, has exactly one output or y value, which is our range. So if we take a look at our tables in ordered pairs here, over on our right side of the slide here, in our first table, we have all of our x values on top and our y values underneath. So this table is a function. It is a function because if you notice, all of the x values are different, and every single one of those x values is paired to exactly one y value or our output. So if we take a look at the second one, this table is not a function. The reason it is not a function is because if you notice, we have two x values of 1 here, and they are mapped to two different outputs or y values. One is paired with 7 and the other one is paired with 8. So this is not a function because we cannot have the same x value mapped to two different y values. Alright, another way we can test to see if something is a function is the vertical line test. So if you notice in our first graph, a way to test to see if this graph is a function, we can take our pencil or any other straight up and down vertical thing. You could even use lines, but we're going to stick with using our pencils here. You take your pencil, and if you take this pencil and slide it across the graph, notice that never at any point does that pencil touch the graph more than one time. So we know that this first graph, I don't want to move it. It is a function. Okay, and again, that is because I took my pencil or I took my vertical line up and down and I dragged it across the graph, and I noticed that never at any point did that pencil touch more than 1 point on that graph. So if we want to look at an example of a graph that is not a function using the vertical line test, so I take my pencil again. I'm going to begin to move it across this graph. Notice here, I know you can't see it behind it, so I'll move the pencil here, but it is touching both points there's touching 2 points on that graph. So in this case, this would not be a function. Alright, so again, this is not a function because if I take that pencil and drag it across, I notice that it does in fact touch the graph twice, and that tells me that the graph can have two different y values or outputs that are mapped to one singular x value or input. And like we stated above when we were looking at our tables or ordered pairs, we know that cannot happen for something to be a function. And now if we look at our mapping diagrams, we want to see another way to test to see if something is a function. This first map here, notice that every single one of those numbers in the domain is pointing to just one value in the range. So this would be a function. Every input or x value or number in the domain is mapped to exactly one output or y value or number in the range. And if you look at the second one, this would not be a function. And that is because if you notice that the 2 in our domain is going both to 1 and 3 in our range. So it's going to both of these numbers, and we can't have a number in our domain being mapped to 2 different numbers in our range. Therefore, it is not a function. Now, a function that is written as an equation can also be written in a form called function notation. Okay, function notation is very similar to just a regular equation, only now we go from having, in our equation we have y, but if we write it in function notation, we write it as f of x equals whatever the rest of the equation is. Okay, other than that, there is no difference than when you are writing an equation or a function notation. Okay, the only thing that's going to change is that y is now going to be f of x when you're writing it in function notation. So if you look at our little note here, it says f of 4 means to find the value of the function when x is equal to 4. So all we would be doing is substituting 4 in for x in your equation, okay, in your function notation. So let's look at this. We have if f of x equals 14 plus 3x, we want to find each function value. Okay, so first things first, let's rewrite our equation here in function notation. So f of x equals 14 plus 3x. Now we want to find what f of 4 is. So that's going to equal 14 plus 3, and when it gives us what that x value is equal to, in this case it's 4, all we're doing again is substituting that 4 in for x. So I substitute the 4 in for x there. I get f of 4 is equal to 14 plus 12. And that gives me f of 4 is equal to 26, and that would be my final answer there. Okay, for the next one, we're going to do the same exact thing, only now we're going to be substituting -7 in for x this time. So, again, we want to rewrite our equation here in function notation. So f of x equals 14 plus 3x. We're trying to find f of -7. So again, all we're doing is replacing x with that -7. So we have 14 plus 3 times -7. I have f of -7 is equal to 14 minus 21. And that's going to give me f of -7 is equal to -7. And that would be my final answer there. Our next problem says Mariah spent $22.50 downloading songs to her digital music player from an online music store for 90 cents each. So part A says identify the independent and dependent variables, then write a function to represent the total cost of any number of songs. Alright, so we want to write a function here. We want to write a function f of x. Okay, we know in our function notation, it is f of x equals. Okay. So we want to write a function to represent the total cost of any number of songs. Okay, we know, don't worry so much right now about how much total that Mariah spent. Let's focus more on how much these songs were each. So we know they were 90 cents. We know each of these songs were 90 cents each. It doesn't matter how many songs you buy, each one is going to be 90 cents. So my function here is going to be 0.90x because she paid that 90 cents per song. Okay? And x represents the number of songs. Okay, be sure you're writing that so we know exactly what our variable is representing. Okay? And for part B, it says use the function to determine the number of songs that Mariah downloaded. So, we know that our function would be f of x is equal to 0.90x. The f of x in this case is going to represent her total cost, which we know from their problem up here is $22.50. So I'm going to replace f of x with $22.50, and that's equal to 0.90x. Now I want to solve for x. Divide both sides by 0.90. And now we'll get 25 equals, not x. $25 equals x. Okay, and that 25 tells us that Mariah can buy 25 songs.